Hi, Mark Warnke here with PackGoats.com. As you know, I've been doing some milking, and I promised I would show you what the process is of using the Simple Pulse. Really cool machine and really simple. I'm kind of blown away that I was always scared of the cleanup and that sort of thing. I'm only milking one goat, and I hand milked for years, and I'll tell you the difference is amazing. So it's worth every penny in terms of speed and ease, and especially with my back and the wear and tear on your hands when you're hand milking and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to show you the whole process, how simple it is from the very beginning and all that stuff. So when I'm milking, I'm just filling up 2 buckets of, you can see I have bleach and soap. So I'm going to fill them up a little less than halfway with hot water, bleach and soap, and that's the prep. So I'll just do that real quick. Now when I put soap in these, I don't get all crazy. I just use a little bit of soap, so just a 1 drop, maybe 2 drops of soap in the bucket, and I try to not get it all frothy, because then later those bubbles stick on the suction cups. And anyway, and I don't know any of the real wording for any of this stuff, but it is what it is. You'll learn. You'll see. There's my soap. Now I'm doing my bleach. And my bleach, I just do like not a capful at all, but just like maybe a quarter of a cap. I don't like the chemical side of when you have hot water and bleach, you're breathing it and all that stuff, and I don't like thinking about bleach residue in the milk containers and all that good stuff. So I go kind of easy on the chemical side of things, and I haven't had any problems with my machine or my milk or any of that stuff. So there's my bleach. So what I do is I set up 1 bucket here and another bucket there, and then I got this at Home Depot, by the way. Works pretty well. And then I throw my fill jar in here and my other jar that comes out of the pump here. So those are the things that I need to go along, and then I also feed babies at the same time, so I'm going to throw some baby bottles in there too. Alright, we'll meet you out at the milking shed. I'll show you how I do my grain and that sort of stuff too. Alright, so then I come out into my grain area, and I just get 1 scoop of this and then pour a little in here, because I got another dough that I tie up while I'm milking that's not ready to be milked yet, so you'll kind of see that process as well. Then I pick up both of them, and I'm ready to go. So you could easily have a second one of these, but I've just chosen this because this hand's really free then to open doors and that sort of thing. Alright, so now we're at the feeder, or at the stanchion, and because this stanchion is built for my big packers, I don't quite have enough room. I mean, it doesn't quite hold the goat's head, so I just put a collar and then tie him down. You'll also notice that over her grain, I put hay, and that's just to make her take longer, so that she takes longer to eat a smaller amount of grain. Here's my setup. This is my Simple Pulse, and by the way, if you get one, just tell them that, if you want to kind of start from somewhere that you've seen. This is, again, my name's Mark Warnke. I own PackGoats.com. You can tell her when you talk to her, or when you go online, if you want to see kind of the Mark Warnke setup, this is my setup. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly put the bottle, this is the bigger one, I put that in here, and I have these up so that nobody can get to it when I'm in between milkings. And then all I got to do, I got these on Amazon. They're pretty nice. They're just little milk wipes, one-timer thing. And I'll show you what those are. They're these Milk Check teat wipes. Pretty simple. Wipe them off one time, done, throw it away. And so we'll turn the machine on. I always just check for suction, and then put it on each teat. Now you're going to see that the milk's going to start flowing into this jar right here. And then I'm going to check my pressure and make sure my pressure's right. That's really simple, so I'm not going to show you in detail on that. But I always like it in the green zone. There's kind of a green zone from 10 to 15 on their little PSI pressure thing. And you just adjust it with this screw right here. So you just kind of loosen this lower nut and then adjust this upper nut. So you can see, you know, we're starting to fill up. Alright, so it's been about a minute since I shut down the camera and then just brought it in. So it took about a minute, maybe a minute and a half to get here. Now we're about half full. The milk's coming a little bit slower. So I come in and I massage the udder. And I do it almost like I would a nipple in that kind of that pulsating. So what I'm doing is I'm going like this with my hands, and then I'm going like this with my hands. I'm not pulling on the whole udder, but I'm squishing it. I'm pancaking that milk down. Because remember, milking is a supply and demand thing. So the more you get out, the more she's going to produce. And she had her babies about almost a month ago now, and she's producing just short of about 1.5 gallons. So she's doing good. And I probably do this more than most people. I'm just kind of greedy with milk. I like to have her make as much as she can. Good girl. You can see it's stopped coming out now. So now I'm going to turn the machine off. Pull the, hey, get out of there. I'm going to let her go. God, you silly bugger. Get out of here. Come on. And so I usually don't turn the machine off right there. I pull it off. You stick your thumb in, you pull the nipple off. So we leave it on, and then we're going to purge the milk out of the lines. So we're going to push these bottoms, and then the milk gets purged out of lines. There we go. Now I'm going to turn the machine off. I hang this up so it's kind of out of my way, and now I got to pour off the milk. Now the easy way to get this lid off is, instead of trying to pull it off by this, you just kind of put some pressure on these little valves, or these little tubes that come out, and if you just rocker it back, it comes right off. And then I put that in both my buckets. And the reason I do that is I don't want milk dripping on the floor in here and then having kind of a sour milk environment. Attract as little flies as possible. It's still springtime, so I haven't seen the implications of the flies in the deal. So now what I'm going to do is pour off my milk. And I like to have 1 gallon a day, so anything that's extra, I just drink. Yum. Anyway, so there's that. Then I put that bottle back on. Take this off. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean the machine, and this is where it gets super simple. Honey. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the soapy water first and then the bleach water second. And this is one of the magic things about this milking machine, is it's just so easy to clean. So I'm just going to turn the machine back on, suck up some soap halfway up the bottle. Remember, if you suck this all the way up, it goes into your holding tank here, and then you got to tear it apart and clean it up and all that stuff. I always tell everybody when I teach them how to do this, and that's another note, by the way. If you're going to milk goats, especially twice a day, you're now married to your land. And I don't like being married to my land. I pack in and I do all that stuff. One of the reasons I got the milker was so that I could easily teach somebody else how to milk. I can teach them once how to milk one of my goats and take care of my place. And I do kind of almost a sharecropping thinking about that. What I do is I figure, I don't want to ask for favors. You can only ask for favors so much. So I share milk, I share eggs, I share those types of things. And then in exchange, when I need help, They get the milk, they milk. It's really simple. I also have kind of a little apartment attachment here, and I can have somebody as a caretaker. But anyway, the point is, it's really important to have some way to get away from it. And when you have to teach somebody to hand milk a goat, it's a process. It's not easy. It takes a couple of times to figure it out. But I can show somebody just once how to run this milking machine, and then they have a list of to-dos, and somebody's taking care of my milk goat, so I can go and do what I love to do in the woods, or whatever you love to do in the vacation, or whatever. So this is a huge part of this process that's really simple to take care of. Everything that you see here, you just do every time you milk. And then once a week, you do like a cleanup. And that is really simple. All you do is pull the hoses off. I use this container right here. You throw it in a bleach water solution. You let it sit for a few hours. You clean everything out with some brushes. I would guess it takes 15 minutes, maybe 20. And once a week, I clean the whole thing up. And that's it. It's just really simple to take care of. Now, so here's the cleanup. So just turn it on. We're going to suck up some soap. We're going to suck up some bleach. It's going to come into this bottle, and then I'm going to dump everything off and be done. So there we go. That's it. So I put everything back up and out of the way, because the goats do like to try to get to this stuff. They kind of think it looks cool to chew on. And then what I do is just pour this off. I have a little French drain over here. And then I pour these two off. And that's it. It's really simple. It's just a good machine. Everything's put away, everything's clean. It's ready to go for the next milking, and that's how I do it. So I hope that's helpful on the milker. It's Mark Warnke, PackGoats.com.